Hi, it's Kev with KTM Jam with another episode of Skyrim Survival Mode. And let me tell you, I'm going to have to delete this account. And here's why. Because I cheated, and I cheated big time. One of it was on accident. Another part of it was on purpose. And so let me explain what happened. When I started this particular game, I forgot that I had a whole bunch of mods still loaded up. And one of them was the jumping. So to play survival mode, you know, in the real sense of the way, I wanted to unload all the creations, get rid of them all, and just play as hardcore as I could. Okay. And so jumping was one of the big ones. Like, you want to keep some of these mods, like the unofficial, you know, things that just make the game look better and stuff like that. But if you got anything that affects, like, I'm going to keep the Breeze Home upgrade. Okay. That doesn't affect how I play the game. It just affects where I can live type thing, right? And how nice it is. So I guess in a way it does, but that's not a big deal to me. What the big deal was, like the cheat room, I never went into it in this particular save, but I'll get rid of it. Like, I'll keep the city full of life. Above the law, I got to get rid of. I'll show you how it works, but you can steal whatever you want, and nothing happens. So I got to get rid of that. I'll get rid of all map locations discovered. I'll get rid of Big Jump. I'll keep the books. The books highlight what you've read and not read. I'll keep things like that. I'll keep immersive web. Now, I don't know what that does. That just makes it more realistic. I'll keep that. I'll keep the Unbound, the quick start, all that. Player voice. I might keep that. That's a quest scroll of quest fixing. I don't know. It's Sigil's just a place to visit. Unlimited. Wow, that's kind of cool. But I'll get rid of that. I'll keep the glow-like potions. I'll keep the BBR thing. I love that. Although in a way it's cheating because you can sell them and make some pretty good money. But I'm going to keep that. Better water. Keep the Skyrim bound. Now, why is that not... See, those two are not... The time scale... Now, here's the problem with survival mode. You're always hungry. And I don't got a problem with that. What I got a problem is how fast you get hungry. And the game's sped up. So let's look at this right here. I got to turn this music down. It's a little bit too loud. Okay, how's that? All right, watch this. Okay, so it's 12:14. Now it's 12:15. Now it's 12:16. There's some mods where you can slow the game down, but right now it's at 20. The game's set up for like every 20 minutes is 1 minute in real time, and which means you're just eating constantly. So I feel like they should have slowed this down to, and I don't know, maybe they can't because of the design of the game, but why can't I have real time? If you've ever played Farming Simulator, you can set it on real time. So it's matching your exact time as you're sitting in your room as far as the how much time goes by while you're playing. Now that's unrealistic, but it's a video game. It's not going to be realistic, but at least you have the option. But with this, it's It's already 12:30. 15 minutes have gone by in the few seconds I've been talking to you. I don't know if you've ever noticed that about playing this. And when you're in survival mode, you don't have time to do anything but hunt for food. So I got to fix that. And the way I thought I was going to do that was with a mod that slows it down to every 4 minutes equals 1 minute type thing. But that I didn't have it enabled. But I'll do that the next game I save. So let me show you what I learned though before I erase this guy. Okay, there's Whiterun. When you start in Unbound, or if you start in regular, you're gonna start here, right? In Helgen, where's Helgen at? You're gonna start in Helgen, and then end up in Riverwood. If you start in Unbound and you can either pick or random choose, you're gonna end up anywhere on this map. I mean anywhere, okay? So my strategy was to make it over to the Golden Hills Plantation and go from there. But there's a problem there. Nobody around here has money to buy your shit. So you're broke. And you don't start off with food. So you can't buy food or you can't make it. The closest thing I found to get was over here at the river, the crab meat. Crab meat and fish is a good way to get some basic food, because remember, there's two kind of foods. There's hunger food and there's health food, and then there's both. You got to have hunger food to satisfy the hunger, and if you don't have it, see, that does 220 points of hunger. I got to eat probably 6 of those a day to keep from getting an effect. And when you're starting out, you have none of this. See, and then you have health food. All it does is health. It doesn't, which makes no sense to me. Why would cheese wedge not help your hunger? I understand they want to make the game harder, but make it at least, food should be food, period. Should it, should some food do better? Yes. But not to do any hunger points at all? I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I got that out of the way. But anyway, so my new strategy is, once I randomly get inserted somewhere, I'm going to make my way to Whiterun or a major city. Why? Because they got money. I can rent a room for 10 gold pieces, find a place to store stuff, and then go from there. Okay, and then over here is my food source. Now, there's nothing upriver of here that I can use. But once you get down into here, it's loaded with crabs and some fish. Now, not every fish. You got to get certain kinds of fish, but you get the idea. And then there's always some dead animals from the crabs laying around. See, I was just here, so I got that already. There's a slaughter fish right there that just died. It's empty. I just got me a brook bass. Now, if I cook that, he's dead. I killed him. Okay, it's got to be cooked to get the hunger. If it's not, well, it does 2 points of hunger. Okay, that's cool. But if I cook it, it does 220. See that? Lot big difference. So you just want to collect as much of that stuff. But I can go back and forth and get warm, get sleep, and all that until I stock up enough where I can start adventuring up into the, up into the mountains and stuff. But I got to get a tent also, a camping packet. And remember, those only last for one usage. So you got to carry enough for how many days you think you're going to be gone. And then here's the other problem. Your weight. You can only carry 150 pounds. So you get a backpack. Now you're talking 225, maybe. So I'm going to erase this game. I call it permadeath. I can only die one time. And because I cheated, I'm going to consider him dead. All right, and start over. But I'm going to show you a couple things before I do that. And the one thing is up here on the walls. With super jump, you literally can jump high enough to jump into Whiterun over the wall. But it won't let you. And I'll show you what happens when you try to do it. Now, you're saying, well, that's because it's got to load. Well, why not make the entire top of the wall a load section, just like you're going through the gate? And so somebody made a mod up on that, you could do that. And you're like, well, what's the point of that? Well, it saves a lot of time. Oh, let me get, hold on. I got to get in a better area. Like right here is a perfect example. Okay, now, that's all you see. Not only can you not go in there, let's try that again. So you can't get in there, but that's all there's nothing going on. It's a dead area. That's all you see. Okay, so that's, I thought you might like to know that, but if somebody built a mod that you could, when you went up there, it would turn to the loading page at the gate and just let you inside. Maybe you start out right at the gate, I don't know. But that's an ideal. Alright, so now I'm going to show you what happens if you go steal something. See, I'm chilly, so I got to get out of this weather. So here's a better area where I almost can get on the wall, but there's nothing there to get into. Now it does help out over here. So here's another section. But there's nobody there. There's nothing there. And you can't go over. So. But I love this super jump. It really helps out. But I'm not going to allow it while I'm playing survival mode. Now, here's where it does help. Oh, not here. See, right here it helps. Or no, don't. I thought last time I jumped. Nope, it won't let me in there either. Right here it will, though. Which you don't really need a super jump for that anyway. Okay. It gives you a little bit of a shortcut. Not much. I could have come in right there probably. Okay, so let's go steal something, and then I'm going to end the video, and then my next one will be me starting over with no creations but the ones that don't affect gameplay. I'll get rid of the super jump. I'll get rid of the no stealing. Or no, not being able to be arrested. But so let's go into here and steal something.
Hey, hands off! If you have need of hunting supplies, you can't take that!
By the order of the Jarl. Stop right there.
Okay, so now I just got caught stealing, right? And usually you pay a bounty, or you go to jail, or you go to prison. But
I can tell you're no stranger to the wild.
with the mod above the law,
Of course.
and you can do this all day long. So stealing becomes obsolete. And that's cheating. I don't want to use that with, but I was desperate because I had no
I'd be happy to
food.
assist you if you'd like to purchase something.
So there we go. That's it. So I'm going to erase this guy. I'm going to stop the video now, erase this guy, and start another game. Remember, I'm only, it's called permadeath. And it's an honor system, but if I die,
Kill the dragon.
if I die, I can't continue to play. I got to erase the game and start over. So with that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave any comments and have a nice day. And goodbye, Oscar the... Goodbye, Oscar the orc. Half orc or whatever.